Hi everyone, this is Andre. I hope everyone is doing fine in these still weird times. I don't know for how long this is gonna still be around. Today I want to show you how I go about doing maintenance on a acoustic guitar. Today we are working on this beautiful and rather inexpensive Ovation guitar. This is not mine. I had to borrow this for a few months. So tomorrow I have to give this back, and I want to give it a proper, I want to give it some care, to love it a bit. We're gonna go about changing strings, we're gonna clean it, see if the neck is straight, and when I take the strings out, we're gonna put the output jack back in.
Because it's in, but I have to take it out to unscrew it, and I couldn't put it back in.
And explain how I go about this kind of stuff, because I have many friends that they don't know how to go about this kind of stuff, and I thought it would be an interesting video to make. And I also will be making a video about maintenance on a electric guitar, and that's coming soon. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And thank you for being here. Okay, let's get cracking. Before we begin, I have to say a few things. I'm not really sure that this is the best way to do this, but this is how I go about it, and this is going to be very DIY. That's why I went ahead and put down a towel, just a normal towel that I had, because I don't want to scratch the guitar or my desk. So this is a simple solution. I apologize for the tripod legs, but this is the only way I can have the camera like that for the time being. And that's about it. Okay, let's start this beautiful process. The first thing I like using, because as you have noticed until now, a guitar's body is bigger, it's gonna stay at an angle, and I don't really like that. So the best way to balance the height is with a toilet paper roll. So all that I do is put it under here, and voila! First thing we are going to do is obviously taking the strings down, and the way I go about doing that is I have these string winders. I have one from Firestone and one from Alice, and no, I am not sponsored by any of the brands that I'm going to mention in this video. So I use one of these. It's really easy to use, and it goes way faster. And the first strings I always tackle are the ones that are in the middle. So that would be the D string and the G string. Now that I did that, I'm just gonna pull it out. Okay, that's one. And the second one, whoever put it before me, whoever put the strings on, they did a little knot, and that's not really necessary with these guitars. I'm gonna need, I think, pliers, they are called in English. Very old and trusty pliers, I guess. Oh, it even broke loose. Okay, now I'm going to do all the strings, and I'm gonna put you on fast forward. I had to shut off the light above me because it was reflecting in the guitar, and I know that can be annoying for you guys. Oh yeah, I wanted to say that there are different kind of bridges on an acoustic guitar, and this works like a classical guitar bridge, and that means the string comes out here rather than going through the body. With the other, with the strings through body, you have to put them inside and press a plastic white pin to hold them in. But these, they just get stuck here, and that's that. I don't think you can see this, but these strings are very old and nasty. And yeah, if I zoom in, maybe, I don't know if you can see, they're very rusty and not nice to play. That's why we're changing them. With this part that has been wound, it's kind of hard to take out through the little holes. And what I usually do with those, I just cut the end, because I'm not gonna reuse them anyways. Now they come out very nice and easily. After I take them out so they don't spread in the trash, I just put them like that, just as you'd find them in the package. First thing I have to do on this guitar is put the output jack back in. Remember, always when you do this kind of stuff, you have to hold on the other part, because if you don't, it might twist and it might broke the wire connections, and you don't want that. And you don't really have to go very hard on it. Just that's why I did it by hand. It's fine. You don't need to tighten it too strong. For today, we are going to use the Savarez strings. It's not really the brand that I usually go for, but who is going to use this guitar is not going to play the guitar professionally, so I didn't really go with something very expensive. These are acoustic bronze Savarez 11 to 52. For acoustic guitar, I usually go with elixirs. I like them very much because they are very bright and even sounding through the strings, and they are also coated, and that keeps them from getting dirty and go out of tone very fast. I'm very excited for these. These are NYXL 10 to 59. These are 7-string guitar strings. I'll be using this for the video in which I talk about maintenance for electric guitar. We're putting this back because we're gonna press on it. The next thing, before we put the strings on, I'm using this Dunlop 65 fretboard Ultimate Lemon Oil. This is very nice. I'm using that mainly because I want to hydrate the neck. This can get dehydrated and then it will bend, and eventually you'll see some guitars that have a crack in the fretboard, and that's something that you don't really want on your guitar, and that's the main reason. The second reason, I always want to clean the fretboard, because all the dead skin and sweat from your hands will get on it and stay there, and after a while it gets very sticky, and it's not a pleasant guitar to play if it's sticky. After that, the third reason is just because I want to clean the whole guitar, and yeah, it's good for that also. If you ever have a guitar that has a maple neck, those are coated, the fretboard, a maple fretboard, those are coated, and you shouldn't really put lemon oil on those. That's the only exception that I know of. If you guys know more than I do, please leave it in down in the comment section, and I can also learn a few stuff from you guys. I hope this is very informative and actually helps you understand how I do stuff and why I do them. I am using just a piece of cloth that I usually use for this kind of stuff, and I'm just gonna spray once every, like, let's say 3 frets or something. Okay, and then with my finger in the cloth or fingers, I go on every fret and make sure to clean it properly. And this is what you will expect. This, like, you can see that the whole cloth is full of stains and dirt. All of these are from guitars, so this is dirt and skin that gets on the fretboard, and it's very disgusting. This is what comes out of it. I think you can see the dirt here. Let me zoom in. This is it. This is why we do it. Now I'm just going to actually clean the whole guitar. For the body itself, I'm just going once and it's fine, because I just need something to clean it with, not actually hydrate or anything like that. Okay, after I am done with that part, I usually let the wood to dry for 5 minutes or something, because I want to be without any pressure on it from the strings when it hydrates, so it's not bent. I want it to be relaxed. I don't know if this actually improves the hydration process or not, but that's just something I like to do. This is the point where I check the tuners to see if they're moving, if they need tightening or something like that, and I can feel like this one is moving around. Oh, this one even more. I don't know if you can see my hand, that this whole thing goes back and forth. This one is okay, this one's okay, this one's okay. So these two, but mainly this one. Okay, how I do that? I just turn the guitar around. There is a screw, a tiny screw over here, and I just tighten that up, and we'll see from there. But this is the one that I have to do actually. This one moves around. I think you can see it now even better. And this is where my little tools come in hand, because these are small stuff and you don't want to break anything. And don't force it, just go see where it starts to tighten, and when you feel like you're putting more pressure on it, check it to see if it moves, and this seems to be fine. And this one was, yeah, moving a bit. I'm gonna fix that one too. This is okay now. Now the neck is all dried up. Some string manufacturers do this, some don't. The ball end, it's actually with colors, so you know which string goes where, and on the back of the package it actually shows that what color goes where. And I have here a E. Okay, and I just pull this all the way through. Now this is a D. The way I go about it, it's always the closest to the nut here are the first one to go. So these two, and then these two. Why I do it like that, it's because if you put these first, then it would be just a touch more difficult to put the strings under the already wind string, and it takes more time. And so first I'm going to take this low E, straighten the hole with the neck so it's in the same direction. And just put it through. Okay, and I'm sure it went all the way through. I'll just give it a pull so I'm sure. But the way I go about it is that I don't like having too much string going around it, and so when it's all stretched but not in too much tension, because you can see that it doesn't have too much tension on it, I start winding, or winding, not whining, and it just stays there. You don't need to do too much. You want the string to go straight and then over the tuner. You always want to have these strings straight, so not like that, but like that. And you want this so that the strings stay in tune better. That's why the further the tuners are closer in, so that all the strings are straight. Pizza's here. The next step would be, after winding all the strings, is to actually tune the guitar so that you are sure that everything is in place, everything stays the right way. The next step I go for is trying to stretch the strings, because when you change the strings, until they reach a balance in the pressure, until they reach that point, they're going to keep loosen up, and you're gonna have to tune them a lot, and it's not that pleasant. So what I go for is just a little stretch. I put my hands underneath the string and just pull them just a bit. When I do that with every string, not too hard. Don't be afraid to pull them. Don't pull too hard. And after a few times, you'll learn what's too much and what's not enough. I have to admit that I broke a few strings like this, but just because I pulled just too hard. And keep in mind, some strings, sometimes it happens that they are faulty. You put them on the guitar, you turn the key once and they just snap. After you stretch them, give it a final, I don't know, this is like the third time or fourth time I'm doing this. My SD card on the camera kept getting full and I didn't notice, and yeah, I had to redo this part. The sad part is that I actually went ahead, did a bunch of stuff and thought I was filming, but I was not. So after I retuned the guitar, I started cutting all the extra strings that were hanging there. And a cool trick that I wanted to show you, if the pliers, the blade is not sharp enough, what you can do is just hold it tight and then move the string in circle motion, and now it came off. Alright guys, in the meantime, it got dark outside. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this video was informative for you and helpful. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you want to support what I do and this channel, consider clicking that like button. Also, if you have points for me, suggestions, leave them down in the comment section. I would love to see how this helped you, or if you want to give me your perspective on how you go about these things. Feel free to put everything down in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this. I will see you next time with another video. As you guys probably saw until now, I usually post during the weekends, so I shall see you next time. Bye.